Okay, greetings everyone. Welcome to Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. I want to welcome you to my channel, all my subscribers, my future subscribers, all my supporters, my scallywags, my peaches, my triggers, my lovers, my haters, my let's check this dude out. I want to welcome each and every one of you, and I'm happy that you're taking this time to join me. I know the lighting is a little, and I don't have my my actually, how do I say? I don't have um let's see what is it, how do I call it? My alter ego on. I guess with my hat, my glasses, and all that stuff. So I figured just come at you raw today. One thing I really enjoy about being in the Philippines is not only going to bed with a beautiful Filipino girl. You know, um, you know, waking up with one is also good too. But just at any given time, man, at any given time, I can just reach over and couple the ass of a young, beautiful Filipino girl. And you wonder why men come to the Philippines and flock to the Philippines, and and what keeps them here at the Philippines. Let that be the reason, if nothing else, man. I'm gonna tell you, man. I've been in some relationships and whatever like this, but it's nothing like having a woman who not only is oh, this is a check from Al Sharpton. Only 500. Al Sharpton was the biggest payday I ever had. I got paid for him for one day's work, close to $4,000. And you know what was funny? He had other photographers there working for him, and I was telling him, I said, Al Sharpton paid good. They looked at me, huh? I said, yeah, a lot of you run around doing that volunteer work or get caught up in the starstruck of the matter. I'm strictly business, so I don't care what they say about Reverend Al. Reverend Al paid damn good, So anyway, so you know, uh, um, having that, you know, having that at your fingertips. I was talking about being in other relationships. You being in other relationships, has been good. But there's nothing like having a woman who is playing her position. Who knows her place in the relationship and what she's there for. And that's an important thing when you come to the Philippines and start dealing with Filipino women. You can't treat Filipino women like you were treating other women that maybe you've had in the past or have been in relationships with, because it's all foreign to them. And to be honest with you, you know, they don't watch American TV, to the point to where is that they are, being uh, tainted by a lot of the images, a lot of the culture, So, just like when me and I watch, movies or something like this, it's not. I don't know what she likes, so I have to find a movie that I know she will like. Something that would keep her attention. You know, so I've gotten it down to a science. As long as there's some pretty white boys, pretty girls, going through some type of trauma that's very slow. Not too much gun violence. She's not really into gun violence. She's into a story, but in the backstory there's some ugliness, going on, So, we watched the movie yesterday. I think it's called Emily or something like this, and um, um, she was a girl who was struggling under the weight of student loans. So she ended up getting involved in, committing crimes, and so it was very, you know, nice to watch, Mia get caught up in the story, although I know a lot of things of what's being said and being done, she doesn't understand. And a lot of times I would take the time to explain it to her, so this way it make it more enjoyable for her, to understand what's going on. Because otherwise you're just looking at images, going, before you. It's one thing when like I can watch Filipino movie and I can come up with my own scenario in my head to think about what's going on, and sometimes it's probably better than what's actually going on because with my twisted mind. But with them, I don't think they have the tenacity, to be able to come up with a scenario of what's going on that would, you know, you know, one thing I like doing with young people is like, when they come, ready 10, 11, or 12, 13, 14, I say, come here, come here, come here. I say, tell me a story. And they go, huh? I said, yeah, just tell me a story. It could be something you read. It could be a make believe story. It could be something that's going on in your life. Just tell me a story. And they kind of still, perplexed about what I'm saying. I said, watch. I said, I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story that it was this young girl and this guy, and they were on this farm, and they each had jobs that they had to do. I mean, her job was to take care of the garden, and his job was to, take care of the farm animals. And the mother was, very pleased, with her children. Her children were very attentive. They listened to her, whatever it was she did, and they looked after her mother and like this. So you get the idea. See, I can tell a story. So the thing that I try to put about even some adults, tell me a story. You have to get to the point where that you have to try to encourage the stimulation of a person's mind. I mean, it's one thing to watch something and just watch it just bombard you with what the image are, but what is the story. You have to have comprehension. You have to have comprehension of that's a young man who asked me if he could marry my daughter. That was so nice. He says, can I have your daughter's hand in marriage? I said, why? I didn't think young men still did that. I did. Of course, it went south or whatever like this, but you have to be able to comprehend. You have to be able to understand you know, what you're looking at. You know, and comprehension is very important. I put that to the boys as far as learning and reading. The oldest, whenever he writes something, he likes using these big words. And when I ask him, what do they mean? He don't know, but he knows that he got it from off the internet or something like this, and he's using it correctly. But using it and knowing what it means are two different things. You have to know, comprehend what it is of what you're reading and what it is you're saying. So, I always like, asking someone to tell me a story, and, you know, um, uh, I was listening to this story. This guy was telling me a story. And let me see. He was talking about, you know, um, I have two guys who I go to and I bounce stuff off of. They are a lot more knowledgeable to me, um, Alicia Keys and what's the name from Different Strokes, Kim Fields. You know, they are a lot knowledgeable of the world. And I told them, yeah, I like talking to foreigners normally on a one-on-one. I said the reason being is because I get education that way. I get educated that way. I get educated about their culture, about their country, about their world. I was not very good in school. No one helped me with homework. No one encouraged me to do homework. No one cared if I went to school or not. Let's put it like that. You know, and so most of the education I got was from dating. Older, educated white women, and that's how I learned to speak. That's how I learned to conversate. I learned how to interact for dealing with people who were older than I was, but people who were a lot more educated than I was. So I always find myself in in surroundings where, even here in the Philippines, if I'm sitting around a table of cats, I mean, most of them either had college, or most of them owned, huge businesses, or have experienced the world as I never have. And so, I'm always, like on the outs, so I listen. If someone's talk about electronics or engineer or something like this, I can't really put nothing in a conversation except impedance must be equal for maximum efficiency. When I said that, the guy said, "Wow, where'd you learn that?" Like this. I know a little bit about everything, but not enough about to not enough to know anything. I always like sitting around people. Now if you're talking about the life, if you're talking about the world, if you're talking about personal experiences, I mean, my experiences, are a lot more, you know, entertaining, than theirs might be, But whenever you talk about, the side of the track that they don't walk on, but then of course I keep them on pins and needles because of my stories about what it is that I'm saying. But then, I go to these two guys, and you know, I listen to one, and then it's like, oh yeah, wow, Jaru, Charlie Baltimore. I don't know who that is, but anyway, it's like a wow. I never thought about it that way. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And then I go to the other one, and I try to, give him some idea of what someone else told me. He's, oh no, Gerard, that's wrong. He says this. How could that be? This, you can't do this. I said, wow. I said, I said, you're also right. That's what, if you keep an open mind, and I'm gonna say, if you keep an open mind, I know I keep an open mind, and I tell people, I can get something from listening to a religious speaker. I can get something listening to a Ku Klux Klan speaker. I can get something listening from a political speech, a Democrat or Republican. I can get something from each one of those conversations because the conversation will eventually hit on something that I say, wow, you know, I can relate to that. So that's what they mean by, if it don't apply, let it fly. But that don't mean you totally become closed minded and not willing to listen to what the other person has to say. I mean, we have come so divided, and in our thoughts, and everything has to be about taking sides, and I just don't like you. I hate you. It's like, my God, how this is Vernon Jordan, President Clinton's chief of staff. So and of course Jaru again. How see, when you're dealing with Filipino people, you know, you know, you can't speak the language. So oftentimes I find myself, when we're watching videos, is watching sports. We watch boxing, you know, or UFC, you know. And sometimes I wonder if they realize we've seen this fight 3 times. You know what I'm saying? But it's just as exciting as if watching it the first time. But then that we do get a lot of interaction between each other that way. And a lot of yeah, boom, wow, like this. Everybody can relate to being knocked out. Speaking of which, I'm going to tell you this story, and I'm going to stop. Uh, that's Colors. Colors is my partner from Blaze the Mic in New York. So uh, I chat with her all the time. So anyway, uh, it was this guy. I'm in the life. I'm a manager. A manager is there's no such thing as pimps anymore. It's managers. You manage to stay high and manage to keep them high. And if you can do that and manage it well, then that's what you did. So this one guy, he had a girl. Her name is Maddie. I'll never forget Maddie. Maddie was a beautiful Puerto Rican girl, and she loved me. She loved me to death. She would be, we'd be in a hotel room, and she'd call me Gerard. G, come here, G, come here. And I would come in the back, what's wrong? And she'd be laying in the bathtub, laying back. I'm not going to go into a lot of this description. And she would have the water faucet pouring down on her. And she says, you know, I just want to look at you. Like that. And I was like, wow. I said, wow. Well, anyway, that's how much she liked the boy. She wanted to share her own personal satisfaction while looking at me. So anyway, what happened was that when Maddie would go out on the stroll, if she saw me, she would come to me and she would give me money. And I said, wow, it's okay, man. Thank you. Like this, she would give me money before she give it to her manager. So anyway, I guess his manager was jealous over the fact that his street entertainer was feeling for me. So I'm in this room, and I'm chilling, by myself. My street entertainers are doing her thing here like this, and I get a knock on the door. Boom, 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 boom. That's Tanya Simpson. That's the girl I was telling you about, who worked for 98.7 Kiss FM with the Ukrainian girl waiting. Was a personal photographer. She's the first female on-air personality on Sirius Radio. So anyway, so I get a knock on this door. Knock, 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 knock. And I open the door, and it's Mike, Maddie's manager. So I turn like this, and boom! He hit me right here on the side of the head. He punched me on the side of the head, and I want to tell you, I was like, ooh, wow. I was like, I'm reaching for my dresser, but that's where I got my knife and all that stuff like that. But I'm like, wow, I like how this feels. Wow. I'm telling you that story because Mike later got it that night. He got it bad, for what he did and some of the other things he did, and he ended up in the hospital really busted up. But not by no fault of my own, but it had something to do with that. But anyway, you did what to G? Like that. So anyway, I brought that up because I'm boxing. When someone get a good pow, and you get knocked out, it's like, wow. I mean, I wish I could bottle that feeling, y'all. Can I tell you? It's like, can you hit me right there, like that again? Because I enjoyed that, So anyway, all the time we watch boxing, or UFC, what have you, and now we watch this bare knuckle boxing, which is definitely, way out in left field. It should be banned actually, because when you fight with bare knuckles in the ring, and you get hit one guy got hit one time, just sat down and said that's it, because the head's a hard thing, and the knuckles are, wow. Anyway, so I think that's about it for right now. I just want to throw this in here. I want to do it while it was daytime, or in the room, because I always usually do it in G hours, and I'm saying sitting here, and I'm saying maybe now's the time to do a video for you. Okay, so you watch Gerard. Black in the Philippines with the truth. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell, share, and like. And please help me make that 3,000 subscribers. Always don't forget to always pull someone up. And the best revenge in life is to live good. I'm living good today. I hope you are too. And if you're lucky enough to have a woman like Ollie Woodson, formerly singer of the Temptation One song, Treat her like a lady. And lady, if you're lucky enough to have a good man like me, make him feel like a king. Okay, I always love you. Now, wait, before we go, um, let me show you something. Um, Rosalind, Mia, living like a king, baby. 10 seconds, 15 seconds. Come here. Where's Rosalind?
Feeding the dog.
Oh, okay. Come here. Rosalind's feeding the dog, so yeah, she can't come up. But look at the. So I wanted to have both of them come up, but Rosalind's feeding the dog. So, so Mia, you want to say something?
Huh?
No. What?
I don't know what I'm going to say.
Okay, watch this. I'm not giving you allowance this month.
Oh,
My
not
God.
good.
Yeah, not good. Okay, I'll talk to you later. And like I said, if you're lucky enough to have a good woman, make her feel like a queen. And a good man, make him feel like a king. And what?
Don't say no.
Don't say teach the women well. I'll talk to you later. But throw me a kiss. Bye, y'all. Okay, I thought I'd finish off with Mia and I's bed routine. I might be upstairs. The boys have gone to bed. The housekeeper has done the last house walk around to make sure the house is clean when I get up. And, you know, um, I'm watching something on the desktop, maybe a documentary or The Untouchables, and Mia will come upstairs and she'll lay on the bed and she'll start going through her phone, looking at, shorties or TikTok or whatever. And so, when my show goes off, then what I do is that I start thinking about something that we can watch together. So I go to Netflix and I go through the thing, looking at different videos and reading the information about her to know which one that I think that she would like. So last night I came across this one about geisha girls, Japanese geisha girls, and it was a story of one and what she went through. You know, uh, how her parents had gave her away to a family because of the debt that they had owed, and so anyway, that caught her interest. So she asked me, first I showed her a video on YouTube of geisha girls, and she was still not knowing what a geisha girl is. I said, well, she said, explain to me in English. So I said, a geisha girl is a girl uh, who practiced the custom of the Japanese. It's a Japanese custom. These girls are like escort girls. They are they are groomed. They are created, like go to finishing school and whatever, to be able to be the best, hostess they can be with whoever top financial clients that they might have. So the geisha girls are servants, which is what they are. So anyway, so the story goes on, it goes on, and she watches. Often the time I fall asleep before the end of these movies, and she ends up watching to the end, which is good. It makes me happy. It makes me happy that she watches the movie to the end. I know she didn't enjoy it if she turns it off or whatever like this. But anyway, and then at some point in time, feel her foot go come across my body, and then that's when I start giving her foot massage every night. Rain or shine, I give her foot massage. So anyway, while the movie's going on, I said, Mia, this happens in the Philippines. And she said, what? I said, I have a friend who had a girlfriend, not a girlfriend, had someone who he knew, someone who he was able to pull. And she worked in a store, but she was not allowed to leave the store. She had to eat there. She had to sleep there. If anything, she brought, that's their job. She probably went out probably about once a week to maybe see her family. She had a daughter or something, but the rest of the time she stayed in the store and she worked in the store. And the reason being is because her family had owed the owner of the store money. So because they couldn't pay the money, they gave them their daughter to work in that store. And I just think about that. Now the story is told about the Japanese did the seller that it happens here in the Philippines too. You know, so that's just something to think about. Okay, I want to throw this in there right now. The dogs are getting a little rambunctious, and I finished my story. You're watching Gerard Black in the Philippines with the truth. Remember, I will always love you more. I'll talk to you later. Peace. One more. Ah, there it is.